Matt Miguez has plenty on his mind, and he's ready to share it with the world. It's time to hear the Miguez Mindset.
Welcome into a brand new edition of the Miguez Mindset. Matt Miguez here. Today we're going to be talking about the Houston Astros, who fell 4-3 last night to the Colorado Rockies. They'll look to win today on getaway day with a 2:10 first pitch. But what I really want to get into is the trade deadline. It's coming up here on August 1st, just a couple, week and a half, 2 weeks away. And the Astros certainly have some needs, but I believe that a lot of people might be looking a little too much into this, right? You look at what the needs of the Astros are. They could certainly use more starting pitching right now with guys like Lance McCullers Jr. and Luis Garcia done for the year. Jose Urquidy still on a rehab assignment. Hunter Brown starting to struggle. Fromber's got some calf issues. I get it. You're belittled by injuries right now in your pitching staff, and you still want to be competitive for a World Series. I get all of that. However, my question is 1 year of injuries and struggle worth giving up your farm system? Because here's the way I see it. I've seen a lot of reports saying, the Astros are interested in Dylan Cease. Oh, the Astros are interested in Luis Robert Jr., all this stuff. And that's great. But again, is it worth giving up the farm? And I know Robert's only 25. I know that he's an all-star center fielder, and the Astros haven't had some consistency at center field, and I get all of those things. I really and truly do. And Cease is a Cy Young candidate year in and year out. He's only 27 years old. He's under contract for 2 more years. It's a great idea in theory. But with Cease being under contract through 2026, that means that the price to acquire him is going to be steep. The names that I have seen thrown around, I want no business getting rid of. Drew Gilbert, your top minor league prospect, currently in AA right now, 22 years of age. He's looking at being in the MLB by 2025, if not sooner. Jacob Melton, kind of the same thing. Another outfielder, your second-ranked prospect. His name's getting thrown around. Corey Lee, your catcher that already has pro experience for you. 24 years of age. They're looking at him being in the show full-time this year. Pedro Leon is another name. Spencer Arrighetti. Colin Dearden. These are guys that the Astros are going to need or Justin Dearden. These are guys that the Astros are going to need for their long-term future. And I just don't think, as good as Cease and Robert Jr. are, I don't know that it is worth giving up the farm to acquire them, even if it means that you don't win a World Series this year. It's okay. You don't have to win a World Series every single year. I think 1 year of, getting back right, getting your team set and getting your team ready for a long-term success run again is better than trying to sell the farm to win one now. Because if you don't win one and then you sold the farm, you don't look great. Your future doesn't look great. So I think the Astros are still very young, very talented. I don't think they need to make any rash moves here at the trade deadline. If you want to go get some starting pitching depth, that's fine. But go get somebody like Michael Kopech. Go get somebody like Lucas Giolito. Somebody that's not going to cost you so much. Dylan Cease is just going to cost way too much. It's not worth giving up. You've got young pitchers waiting in the wings. Colton Gordon, Spencer Arrighetti, Will Wagner's a really good infielder that the Astros have been looking at. Jamie Melendez, Andrew Taylor. All these guys have bright futures in your organization. And Hunter Brown and J.P. France are 2 rookies. Hunter Brown's going to get out of a slump. I'm telling you. The guy's just too good. He's going to get out of the slump that he's in, and he's going to be better for the Houston Astros. So again, I know that there have been some big injuries to the rotation and that things seem bleak right now, but that's not a reason for you to jump the gun and go sell the entire farm system. I think the Astros just need to stay patient. I think they need to stay calm and hold on to the farm, because I think you have way more value in your minor league system than you do by acquiring guys like Dylan Cease and Luis Robert Jr. But also, when you look at the rest of the MLB, The Astros second place in the AL West right now, behind the Texas Rangers, who are currently 4.5 games ahead of the Astros. The Astros sit at 52-43 on the season. You look at the AL East, still run by the Tampa Bay Rays, 60-38. They have a 1-game lead on the Baltimore Orioles. New York Yankees 9 games back in last place at 50-46. Minnesota Twins lead the AL Central, 1.5-game lead on the Cleveland Guardians. And in the National League, well, it's the Braves world, and we're just living in it. 61-32 so far on the season. They have a 9.5-game advantage on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Brewers lead the AL Central, a 2.5-game lead on the Cincinnati Reds. And then the Los Angeles Dodgers lead the NL West with a 1.5-game lead on the San Francisco Giants. Looking at the wild card race in the American League, the Astros sitting right there at the wild card spot. 1 game back, kind of right there in the middle. Still very much in the mix with the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. And then in the National League, it looks like the Giants and the Diamondbacks have the advantage on the NL wild card. Again, 2:10 first pitch today for the Houston Astros as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Normally, you would hear that here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, but due to the overload of SEC Media Day coverage, we're going to stick with our local shows today and give you everything you need to know with the SEC. Brandon Bielak will be on the mound for the Stros, 4-5 on the year with a 3.79 ERA in 59 1/3 innings, 46 strikeouts on the year, while Austin Gomber will be the starter for Colorado. He's 8-7 with a 6.19 ERA. 96 innings, he has 112 hits, 63 strikeouts, and he's given up 21 home runs on the season. Coors Field, very hitter-friendly with the altitude. Can the Astros get a couple of balls to leave the yard today? Well, we'll find out. We'll keep you updated on everything happening from Coors Field on our social media. We'll also have a game recap article on ESPN Southwest Louisiana.com. Coming up later today, early tomorrow morning, Over Par, talking about the British Open, the final major of the year, the Open Championship. We'll preview the course, we'll preview the field, and we'll give you our picks on Over Par. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESPN Southwest Louisiana. Head to TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at ESPN_SWLA. And then follow us on Facebook at ESPN Southwest Louisiana. We've got great new content coming out for you constantly. New articles, new stories, all kinds of good stuff for you. Again, ESPN Southwest Louisiana.com and all of our social media channels, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel. Short episode today. We'll be back on Friday talking college football. Is Jaden Daniels Heisman hype for real? We'll break that down, plus look at the rest of the field and start talking about the LSU Tigers as they close in on their matchup with Florida State to open the season over in Orlando. This has been the Miguez Mindset. We'll be back on Friday right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles.